Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hamlin, aka the Laptop Legend, and again, I know I say this every video, but I'm sorry, I haven't made a video in a while. We had that day off on, I think it was last Monday, and I traveled back to Missouri for a little bit, so I was traveling a little bit, and then I don't know, I was just really tired, didn't feel like making videos, wasn't too much going on in the market, but we're getting some more runners again, so I figured it was time to make another video and tell you guys what stocks I think you should be keeping an eye on for tomorrow, and just kind of letting you know what I've been trading in general, what some of these great setups are, because we've been having some good ones, we really have. So I just want to make sure that you're on your radar so you can make as much money from them as possible, because that's why I make this channel. So if you appreciate these videos, please drop a comment down below saying so, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. And that's pretty much it. So let's dive into my laptop, which I've got right here. All right guys, so I'm here on my laptop, and this is the chart for MITI. I just had to pull it up because it's honestly looking pretty juicy right now. I've currently got, what is it, 400 something thousand shares, and that means for every penny this moves, my account changes by $4,000 something. And I gotta put on your radar because, you know, I feel like this is one that I've talked about a lot, but I don't really mention it a ton near the beginning of videos. So if you're new here, just know this is my favorite long-term investment, and I just want to talk about the fact that they literally they just opened their second location. They're building their third one. It's almost done. They're about to open it, and they just signed the lease for their fourth and fifth location right here. They announced that news today, and also the CEO is presenting in the H.C. Wainwright Investment Conference, where apparently there's a lot of big investors there who can potentially help finance more of these locations. And you can see based on the chart, on that news, it has not moved at all. It just went down, which is, you know, I mean, if you're just looking to pump and dump this thing, if you're looking to buy and sell it into a quick spike for news, it's not what I want as a day trader. But from a fundamental investing point, I really like this, because this means that I get a better entry, and people really don't know about this company. I mean, there's a lot of stocks I'm going to talk about today that there are thousands of people pumping on Twitter, all over the place, on YouTube. I don't think anyone else talks about this stock, so I really got to mention it. I got to put it on your radars. And again, if this is a stock where you're hoping to buy and sell a week from now for 100% profit, and you're not going to be patient on it, this is probably one that you should not touch, because again, there's not a ton of volume on this play. But once it starts taking off, man, it goes. And you can see here, you know, it looked like it was beaten down, and then out of that consolidation, it popped straight from 19 cents all the way up to over 40 cents over the course of 5 days. So it can easily double over the course of 5 days. We know that, and I know that there will be a run at some point, because they're continually opening new locations, getting more revenue, and it's going to go over 60 at some point. So I'm going to keep buying shares as long as it keeps dipping, because I am very confident in this company long term. But again, just because I like a company does not mean you have to like it. So please do your own research. Feel free to watch some of my older videos on this stock and why I like this company so much. But as always, do your own research. Do not just buy this because I like it, because then you're just going to end up selling it if it fades off more, and you're going to be like, what was that David guy thinking? And then you're going to be kicking yourself later. So that's just what I wanted to say there. So in terms of stocks that I'm watching for tomorrow, guys, ILUS, you had to have been watching this one today, because I mean, really, it's just been going on an epic run. I mean, this chart got really ugly at this point, you know, down here, and we thought it might be game over for this thing, just bleed into oblivion. But then it started this beautiful uptrend, and just kept doing these legs, man. And my goodness, like, the daily chart on this is just so beautiful. You get a nice spike, you get nice consolidation, wedge pattern forming, another nice spike, another leg up, another wedge pattern, nice consolidation, another leg up. And now at this point, we've broken these highs, and the sky's the limit. Now, the one thing that I'm a little concerned about was towards the end of the day, if I go to 1 day here, you can see a little bit right here. It did get a little choppy, but the main thing I'm concerned about, if I zoom in, you guys will, how do I zoom in? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm trying to use this new thing that Stocks and Trades, so you guys can see the ticker up there, because I've had people say that they can't see the ticker. So I'm trying to use this because it has the bigger ticker. If I ever don't use this, it's just because the software will not load on my computer. Sometimes it does that. But you can see here, it tried to break 19 cents, and it literally could not. And that is because there was some random new market maker I have never seen before. I forget exactly what it was, but you know, if you were trading that day and looking at the level 2, I guess that day is today. If you were trading today and looking at the level 2, you definitely saw there was a 100K seller there with a reserve order, 100K reserve, because I bought 200,000 from him, and he did not move at all. and ended up tanking a lot more into close. And it seems to me like they put that at the key 19 level because that was the breakout level. They didn't want it to close over this breakout level right here at 19. So I don't know if that was just pure coincidence or if someone's trying to keep this down. I'm not sure. So what I kind of expect out of this thing is, personally, I expect it to need a couple of days of consolidation. So we could see a pretty hefty pullback on a day like this. I mean, if you go here and look at DPLS kind of on this day, this is the type of thing that I think potentially we could see from ILUS. That's not a guarantee. Obviously, it could tank back down to whatever. It could spike immediately and go 50% higher tomorrow. But what I personally expect is to see something along these consolidation lines. So you see maybe a bigger dump day tomorrow, potentially. But then you just see it start to kind of consolidate and work its way back up and form some nice basing action, stay in kind of a tighter range, and then start to work its way up. And then from there, it goes on another run. So like if it goes sideways for a week, that's kind of epic. That's a really good sign that it's going to continue its run. Because at this point, oh sorry, I don't want to look at DPLS. I want to look at ILUS 1 year daily chart. So you can see again, it's gone on a nice run, guys. So nice run, consolidation. Nice run, consolidation. We've had the nice run. I would like to see some consolidation in this area around the 18, 17 area. Maybe it panics to 16 tomorrow and then bounces back up, close the day around 17.5 or something, and then we can work our way back up. I would be perfectly all right with that, but the natural healthy price action is to get a leg up and then to get some consolidation before you continue higher. So that's what I'm looking for on this stock, but it's definitely a juicy chart, and if we actually see some nice consolidation here and continue running, I think this thing could go pretty high. Now, you're hearing a lot of crazy price targets on YouTube. People are saying it's going to hit $1 next month. I guess that's not 100% out of the question, guys, but you got to look where the stock has come from. It came from 4 cents, and the overall OTC market really has not seen a lot of sustained runners at this point. So I want to preach caution, because at any point on this chart, it could theoretically be the top on a stock that's up like 400% over, what is that, a little less than a month, a couple of weeks. So you just got to keep that in mind, because I don't want to see you guys getting burned out here. That's kind of the main thing that I want you to take away from this. Also, there's a lot of news that has been, I guess, kind of hyped up. They're expecting a share restructuring on ILUS, getting rid of some of the shares, which means that you own more of the company based on every share that you have. They're talking about some big acquisition deals in Europe, potentially 50 million plus revenue companies. There's a lot of stuff that's on the table, but potentially some of that has already been priced in. And I'm not saying for sure this happens. I actually don't think it will happen, but you have to be prepared for the potentiality. I don't think that's a word, but I'm gonna make it one. You have to be prepared for that in case you get a sell the news scenario. And I've talked about a lot of those examples in my previous videos, but just to name a few, HMBL is a great example of that. We have MJWL, we have NSAV, I'm trying to think of the other ones. I forget what I already said. AVVH, I don't know if I said that right. We got a lot of examples of stocks. And GVSI on the George Sharp tweet. When he said he was going to tweet a specific time, it spiked up into that. But then as soon as the tweet came out, it just dumped on that. So when we know there's specific news coming out, potentially it hypes up in anticipation of that news, but then when the news comes out, it sells off. Now, in this case, there's so much news supposedly coming out that I'm not sure that it will dump on the first news that comes out. I'm really not sure. Maybe it just helps drive it higher, and that would be epic. That's what I'm hoping for. But just be aware that potentially it could dump when the news comes out. So that's all I want to say. I don't know if that happens in general with ILUS. Sometimes stocks have a history of dumping on the news, and other stocks do so less often. So just keep that in mind. But don't think that it can't go any lower. I guess that's what I want to say. Because you could dip by, theoretically, maybe it dumps down to 16 tomorrow. You could dip by there thinking it's a great average, and then suddenly it's at 12, and you're dip buying more, and then suddenly it's at 8. I don't think that's going to happen, but just know that it's better to cut your losses and buy back lower than to average down. That's the main takeaway I want to say. Now, what else should we be watching tomorrow? Jesus, I got like a gopher in my tongue. So PGLO, this was a pretty nice one. PGLO, you can see, I mean, just out of nowhere, the stock really spiked up, had a nice day here, and I just want to see if this gets any type of continuation. Now, more likely than not, this thing just dies, this thing just fades off, but on the off chance that it keeps running, this is going to be great, because when it spikes, it can spike really hard. And if you get in, again, at a good time for the breakout of those high days, it can rip a lot farther than you think, guys. I mean, a lot farther than you think. I've seen stuff like this go to like 30 cents or more. And if you get any type of size with that, you're making so much money. So keep that in mind. That's one that I'm watching. Let's see, HRAA. This is another random OTC. It's just like going for it, man. It's up a lot over the last couple of days. There are shares to short on this one, and honestly, that's more what I'm leaning towards, because I mean, this is just insane. I don't even know why it's running. I really don't know why it's running. I haven't even looked at the news. I'm sure there's someone on Twitter who's crazy about this and thinks it's the next Apple. I personally don't. I'll probably be looking to short it after these 3 big green days, but potentially we get one more green day. I don't know. It did close fairly strong. If you look at kind of the intraday chart, where is that? 1 day. I'm getting lost. I mean, it did hold a nice, healthy uptrend all day long, but I mean, it's just so overextended at this point that I'm more short biased. But if you can't short it, I would say look for a dip buy on this, because there's been some nice dip buys on this. So, you know, if this thing panics down to 30 cents or to 22 cents or something, it'll probably have a nice bounce, you know, maybe a 5 or 10 cent bounce off the lows. So if you can catch it right, you can make some decent profits on this from a dip buy. So I'd be looking for that. Had some other random stocks that moved today, but nothing super great. I guess the other one that I want to put on your radar, I actually have already mentioned this stock before in the past. It's AVRI, and this is one that is another one of those super low floats that literally, if it gets any type of news, any type of volume, it's just going to go insane. So I'm actually holding 10,000 shares right now from like 31. And I got that because there was a name change on the stock that was updated, and typically that's a good sign that there are some updates coming, potentially a merger, potentially other other updates for the company. And when that happens with this type of low float, based on who's involved with the company, it's some dude who went to Stanford and MIT in like pretty much, I don't know if you know what Elon Musk's Neuralink is, but it sounds like it's pretty similar to that. So I think this thing could seriously take off. This could easily be over $1, several dollars. And if you think that's crazy, again, low float OTCs can go wild. This stock went from 6.8 cents to over $5 in just 3 days. So it is very possible for it to go crazy. LUSI also today, I mean, this is another example of stocks that can go crazy when they're low float. You know, this one ran to $1. But this one I like. This one actually had an update today, and I got a nice buy like 52 or something, no, 51, and then I sold it like 61, something like that. It was nice. There was some update that came out. Again, I called that out in the Discord. I haven't mentioned that in this video yet, but you know, if you're not in the Discord yet, definitely check out the link in the description. I call out all these news plays when they happen, so you know, it's helpful if you're a beginner and you don't know where to look for these news plays. It can be helpful to get some nice breaking news plays and get some quick profits. Learn how to trade responsibly. Yeah, I guess the other ones that I want to talk about, AVVH. This is one that had just incredible basing. I had 500,000 of this thing, had an absolutely epic rip, and I needed to figure out how I can get some more shares of this, because I took some profits just because this stock has a history of going lower than you think it will, and I didn't want to not take any profits and then have it come all the way back down under 3. Unfortunately for me, it made another higher leg today, so I need to figure out where I can get back in this. I really like this setup. I mean, again, guys, when you get a chart that has basing action this nice, it's just an easy buy, especially when you know there's catalysts coming up. And again, that's kind of the same reason why I like MITI. You know, there's really nice basing action in here. It's so likely that at some point it will just go on another rip like this. Again, that's why I like stocks that look like this. It's a really good chart setup, and the risk to reward is incredible. So that's why I like that. Another one of those that's, I think, by the same custodianship company is FBCD. Had a very similar setup. Wow, that actually was nice. Yeah. What stinks is I actually got stopped out. Literally no one else has sold lower than me in the last, where is this? Since May? Yeah, since May. Since May 17th, nobody has sold this stock for cheaper than me right here. I actually got stopped out on this wick right there because I put it under these 2 wicks, and they sold me at 105 and then immediately ripped it back up to 118 that same day, and it hasn't looked back since. So I'm really salty about this one. I was swinging this one. I had a lot of shares of this too. I got stopped out like an idiot. I probably should just put it at 1 or something. But you know, it is what it is. It happens sometimes. But yeah, I really like this chart setup too. This has got some more updates coming, and this should go over those highs eventually. I'd like some more pullbacks though. I don't want to buy after a straight green candle like that coming into resistance. But again, guys, you know, we get that tightening action, consolidation within a range. It's just beautiful, and I love it. Another stock again. I'm still holding this one, NUVM. This is one that has not taken off yet, and it will at some point. So I'm going to be ready when it does. This one is going to be epic. Again, you see this run here. These low floats, man, they can just go insane. So when they finally go, they go. I don't know why I can't see the bottom here. I'm trying to show you the bottom of this volume. Oh well. It looks like you can't even see it. That's kind of annoying. I'll try to fix that for the next video. But yeah, you can see that right there, guys. This is nice. And if you want to see another example of a stock that I liked, UPIN, guys. Again, I mean, I'm pretty sure I called this out, at least in the Discord, if not here, when the stock looked like this, you know? And now, this low float stock has gone all the way back up. I wish I'd been able to get more shares down here. I just wasn't sure how far it would dip, so I didn't aggressively buy on the ask at like 6, which stinks. Because look at this chart, man. I mean, look at that. That's, oh God. I mean, this hurts, guys. This is such an easy setup. This is such an easy setup. So if you want an easy lotto, in my opinion, NUVM is an absolutely great one. I need to get some more shares of this, so hopefully not too many of you make it this far in the video because I don't want to be bidding against all you guys. But that's pretty much it, guys. You know, the main watch for tomorrow is going to be ILUS. I think regardless of what happens, I just need to respond to the price action, and I think you all do too. If it wants to tank, I'll look for a short originally, and then I'll look for a dip buy, potentially a bounce short until it finds a bottom, and then I'll look to go long with some size and try to hold that for a swing eventually. I'm not sure if it'll put in a low tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see what happens, guys. I mean, literally it could go either way here. It could rip up over 20 and go to 25, or it could panic off, go to 15, 14, 13, I don't even know, and put in a bottom wick, see a nice bounce, and then consolidate from here and rip up higher. If I had to guess, I feel like it's going to be a red day tomorrow, based on the fact that we typically don't get. Well, I guess we had 4 green days here. I don't know. Maybe we get one more. We'll see. I think mainly it's based on the close that I'm not a huge fan of, and that random market maker at the end of the day right there at 19. But we'll see if that's all conjecture. I guess we'll see, guys. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, you know the drill. Let's grow better together. Bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.